Our next topic, somewhat related anyway. He is not officially the senator from Minnesota yet, but Democratic leaders say they are open now to seating Al Franken as a senator from Minnesota. Results showing that Franken defeated Norm Coleman by the narrowest of margins, just 225 votes. But Coleman is not ready to end this fight. He is filing suit, and state law says that Franken cannot be certified the winner as long as there is a legal challenge pending. All of this, of course, while the Senate still refuses to seat another unofficial Senator, Roland Burris, as we discussed in Illinois, who was appointed by Blagojevich. And some people are saying that there is a double standard here on the part of the Senate, saying that they will be open to seating Franken, even though he's not certified, but not open to seating Burris. Peter Mirajanian, what's your take on that?
Well, I mean, there is a distinction. I mean, the state canvassing board in Minnesota did certify that election. It is in Senator Coleman's right to contest it through the courts, which he says he's going to do. As far as Illinois is concerned, the Secretary of State has not certified that election or the selection of Burris, and I anticipate he will also do so at some point. So the bold prediction here is that both the state of Illinois will certify Burris and that Coleman eventually will drop his legal challenge, because he had lost up until this point in terms of the recount. So I don't see where he thinks he can win this thing.
Tyler Harber, as we mentioned up front, according to state law, apparently, at least as some people read it, Franken cannot be seated as long as this legal challenge is still out there. Harry Reid says these are two totally different situations because Burris was just appointed, whereas Franken was elected. Do you agree with that distinction, and what do you think happens here?
Harry Reid has lost his mind. He used Rule 2, U.S. Senate Rule 2, which specifically says that all certifications have to be in order with the Secretary of the Senate, and that those certifications are specifically signed certificates by the Secretary of State, and it makes no difference between, in the rule, between being appointed or being elected, that they both have to be certified identically. Now, the state law in Minnesota specifically says that it cannot be certified while Norm Coleman is currently finding his legal remedy, and that until the legal aspect is over, that the Secretary of State cannot certify, and the Secretary of State has not certified. So Harry Reid saying that he's going to seat Al Franken and not seat Ronald Burris is definitely a double standard. He's applying the same rule to both, and it doesn't apply.
Okay, we're going to have to ask all three of you to hang on. Apparently, we've been tweeted, and Trace Gallagher has more on this. Apparently, Karl Rove is on Twitter, and Trace is going to let us know what the latest is on that.
Molly's got her own microphone over here. She took our microphone. I'm looking around for like, where's the microphone? She's got her own microphone. Karl Rove, by the way, is on Twitter. For those of you who don't know, he is going back and forth with us today. What's he saying, Molly?
Yes, Karl just wrote to us that Reid's actions are erratic, arbitrary, and unconstitutional. He's rushing to seat Franken, whose lead is suspect and uncertified.
Wow. Karl Rove, by the way, called me a media ninja. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Molly? Thank you very much. This is nice to have, isn't it? Patty Ann?
All right, so now we have our panelists still there. Just your reaction to Karl's brief tweet there. David Drucker?
Well, I think Karl Rove does have a point. One of the things that Norm Coleman is contesting is the fact that it's possible 133 votes may have been double counted. And Minnesota's election law is very liberal, small L. It allows for a lot of steps, a lot of challenges. And the governor of Minnesota, Tim Pawlenty, who is a Republican, has said he's not going to sign this certificate of election until Norm Coleman is through. And I actually think he will see this thing through, because he was leading through most of the process until about midway or towards the end of the hand recount, and the margin is still narrow. And I would say this: the reason there is a double standard in the U.S. Senate is not only because politics are involved, but it's because Senate Democrats spent millions of dollars to get Al Franken elected, as they should have. If he wins this seat, he's got the seat for 6 years. It's a solid Democratic seat in a state that tilts left these days. Roland Burris is somebody they really never wanted, per se, and that seat's going to be up for election in 2010, and they're worried that the ethical taint that might be attached to anybody Blagojevich appointed could cost them a seat they should otherwise win in 2010. So there are different circumstances.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. David Drucker, Peter Mirajanian, and Tyler Harber, thank you all three for being on our panel today. Trace?
Yeah, by the way, we've been talking